What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out, man. So this story is starting to make its rounds. Marvel rebranding its television shows with the new Marvel Television versus Marvel Studios, and they think that's going to do something. I'm going to tell y'all right now, that's not going to make a bit of difference whatsoever. They're not going to change anything by doing this. I don't understand what they think they're going to get out of this. The people that are not watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe are not feeling the pressure to watch absolutely everything. They just don't care anymore because Marvel has gone off the side of a cliff with their content. All right, before I even start with this, let me just say this. Marvel lost a lot, almost all of their general mainstream audience when they went super woke, when they dived into the MCU, and when they went through this whole confusing multiverse saga. They lost the normies. All right, those cats are gone, probably never to return. All right, they lost some hardcore people too. They lost some of the hardcore fans. But I think if you just tell good stories, those cats will come back. They'll be back on board, as evidenced by X-Men 97. Oh, okay, yeah, we're back. All right, let's see what else Marvel's going to do next. Maybe they figured some shit out. Like that, they'll get those guys back. But I think the MCU, back in the Infinity Saga phase, that was custom built for a normie audience. Because number one, you had this whole fear of missing out. Oh shit, a new Marvel movie is coming out. What's it all about? Man, I got to go weekend one. I don't want to get spoiled. Everybody around the office, everybody at school and everywhere, all my friend community, everybody's talking about these films. So I got to go and see it day one. So you had that audience, and then people that want to chat about it and speculate about it, they'll go see it 2 or 3 or 4 times while it's still in theaters to kind of get on the know and know everything that's happening. That audience is gone. All right. Because number one, Marvel ain't firing on all cylinders like it was back then. All right, back then it was firing on all cylinders, man. They were doing everything right. But then number two, the economy was doing great. And I can't afford to go to movies right now. Okay, y'all can thank Brandon for that. I can't afford to go to movies right now. It's too expensive. All right, we're in a completely different place. Number one, it's too expensive. But then number two, Marvel went super woke. The MCU just took over the entire thing. And like I said, the multiverse stuff, way too confusing for those normies to even pick up on. So yeah, them cats, they gone. They checked out. And all of this stuff, this little rebranding, the television shows, oh, well, we don't want you guys to feel pressure to watch everything. They don't feel any pressure at all to watch none of this, okay? They are gone. They dipped out a long time ago. I got friends that were watching, everything that was MCU, total normies, all right? But they was watching everything MCU, and then they would hit me up the next weekend or whatever. They haven't seen anything past Doctor Strange 2. It's like, oh man, the new Thor thing. Did you see the Thor movie? Nope. Did you see Ant-Man and Wasp? Nope. Did you see Guardians? Some of them did see Guardians, but a lot of them, nah, I'm good. Did you see the Marvels? Nope. Have you watched any television? Nope. Now I'm done with the MCU, man. I'm moving on to other stuff, They dipped into anime. They're moved on. The normies have moved on. They're done with the MCU. That's why you don't see the box office numbers you used to see. The normies are done with this stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. But I don't think any of this stuff about rebranding the television shows with Marvel Television, I don't think that's going to make any difference whatsoever. When Agatha All Along premieres on Disney Plus, look, Exhibit A, man. Exhibit A as to why everybody is gone, Marvel. All right. Agatha, this is what y'all decided to do, huh? We took some little viral song that went viral. It's Agatha All Along. And we turned that into a series. We turned it into a legit series. And that's what we're coming up with next. This is why your normies have checked out, because you're doing bullshit like this. Yeah. All right. Good job. When Agatha All Along premieres on Disney Plus in September, the series will not open with the traditional Marvel Studios logo, as has been the case with almost every previous series from the Kevin Feige-led division since WandaVision premiered in 2021. Instead, the company is rebranding its streaming efforts as Marvel Television for live-action series and Marvel Animation for its animated shows, which launched with the just concluded first season of X-Men 97. The rebrands are meant to help Marvel disabuse audiences from the pervasive impression that its content is one unified narrative experience that must be consumed in its totality. There was a lot of pressure post-Avengers Endgame on the public to feel obligated to watch absolutely everything in order to watch anything, says Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming, television, and animation. See, I disagree. I think that was the pressure before Endgame. Before Endgame, there was a lot of pressure to watch everything. But then Endgame came and they called it Endgame and they, killed Tony Stark. And I said, people are done. All right, cool. I watched the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm done. I don't have to check into any more of this shit. You know. So, yo, Brad, my G, I disagree. All right. I don't think this is the situation. All right. I think nobody feels obligated at all to watch any of this crap. You know, some people do, but a lot of people don't. And that's the audience that you lost. Part of the rebranding was a signal to the general audience. See, this is for the general audience. This isn't for the major hardcore fans. That we're creating a lot of options, and you can follow your taste within this brand. Some will be more comedic, some will be more dramatic, some will be animated, some will be live action. Marvel is more than just one thing. It's actually many different genres that just happen to coexist in a single narrative. I mean, people already understood that, you know. Marvel was always kind of different types of, you know, movies or different, like the first, you know, films. You had, you know, a war movie with, you know, Captain America, you know, going back into like the 40s. You know, you had something more futuristic when it came to Thor, or at least, you know, off-world, you know, Asgard. You know, you had like the comedy, the comedic stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. You had more of a horror flavor with Doctor Strange. You had like all of these types of different things melding into a single narrative. I think people already understood that Marvel was more than just one thing. So I don't see how this is going to change anything. This is what I mean by they're really not addressing the main issues, which is, number one, the quality of the content and a more streamlined, simple narrative that everybody can understand, that a general average normie can pick up on. And then you can just explain it to them. Yeah, see, Infinity Stones, this is what it means. This is who Thanos is. Oh, okay, I get it. Like, they need to come back to simple shit. They're trying to tell like some complicated, you know, out there stuff. I said it before and I'll say it again. I think when they lost James Gunn out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's why I don't think all of the cosmic multiverse stuff is going to work, because I think James Gunn was going to be the main guy kind of spearheading all of that. And when he dipped out and went over to DC, I think this whole era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this multiverse stuff that they wanted to get up there, I think this is all lost. When Marvel Studios first launched into streaming, Feige made a point to note that the shows were part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and their storylines would be integrated with the feature films. The events of 2021's WandaVision carried over into 2022's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and 2023's The Marvels, for example. While the first season of Loki in 21 fed into Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in 23, which in turn led into the events of Loki season 2 later that year. Yeah, see, a lot of that crossover stuff didn't work. And frankly, a lot of this content didn't work straight up, just off rip. It didn't work, okay? A lot of these shows just didn't live up to the standard that we were used to from the first 3 phases of Marvel. That was the major issue. You know, it's like, oh, after watching WandaVision, right, and then seeing how WandaVision ended, like the beginning of the show was fine, but then like in the last couple of episodes, it's like, man, this thing is getting kind of dumb. All right, so it's all the way off the rails, you know, and then you get to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. All right, this thing was just a hot mess all over the place. The Marvels was just straight boring. You know, Loki was cool. But see, the thing that they messed up with Loki is they kind of cheapened the original first 3 phases by taking those Infinity Stones, paperweight, you know, like that. In my opinion, that think about it from the normie perspective. Okay, you just took the normies on a ride, your general audience. The reason that they're doing all of this stuff is to get those guys back in. But when you get to Loki, they showed, a lot of this stuff don't even matter. It's just cheap. We just throw it away. You know, we just went on this ride, battling Thanos, going back and forth, you traveling through time, all of this crazy stuff. Oh yeah, it's paperweight. Woo! You know, like, okay, and people checked out. They didn't have a solid plan as to what they were going to do, and they just didn't understand the audience that they were trying to appeal to. So those guys, that's why I say a lot of them cats are gone, never to return. We cool with the MCU. We got our first 3 phases, we good, you know? And then when again, you follow it up with a lot of nonsense, all right? I think that both seasons of Loki are fine, but I think people are like, multiverse, I'm good, you know? They're not really rocking with it. And then this Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania stuff, yeah, it's just, you know, it just ain't it, Marvel. You guys have lost the audience. Again, I say it again, you should have brought in the Fantastic Four and X-Men right off the bat. As soon as you got back to it, I would have gave the Marvel Cinematic Universe like maybe a 2 or 3 year hiatus, and then came back with a strong opening move instead of, you know, Disney Plus content, you know, WandaVision and all the other shit. Nobody was really rocking with that stuff. So yeah, that's their major problem that they're not addressing. Moving forward, however, Marvel intends to de-emphasize those connections, as some audiences have come to see the 46 titles that currently make up the MCU as a barrier of entry. Not really. Like, a lot of people know, okay, I'm going to watch the stuff I want to watch. You know, some stuff I do have to keep some connection to or whatever. But I mean, the first 3 phases fit like a glove. No reason to do anything with that. It's all in phases 4 and 5. That's where the problems lie. A lot of people can watch the Infinity Saga and the films, and they're cool. And then when you start adding all of the television stuff, yeah, there is a lot, but it's really not the problem. It's the quality of the content, number one, and it's too damn confusing. You know, it's too confusing. It's not that it's too much. It's just the multiverse doesn't work. And so it just went off the side of a cliff, you know, and you guys have just made bad content to boot. It's over, all right? I don't think anything that they're doing is going to change their fortunes. The general audience is out. You may be able to bring some of them cats back, you know, if you start making amazing content. But if you don't, yeah, they're not rocking with it. The characters still live and breathe in the same universe, but the interconnectivity is not so rigid that you need to watch Project A to understand Project B, Winderbaum says. The hope is, like the comics, you can just pop in anywhere and have a satisfying experience. We're trying to dispel the idea that you need to do any kind of setup work to watch anything else. Well, I think this will appeal to people that like comics. You know, but how big is that audience? That's not the mainstream general audience. Comic fans, it's a different breed of cats, all right? The geeks and the nerds, if you make good content, they're going to be fine with all of it. But if you're trying to bring back the normies, again, you got to really emphasize amazing storytelling, and you got to simplify it. You can't make it too overly complicated. It's probably a good idea to isolate it just to the movies. But based on the fact that the economy is trash right now and people just can't afford to go to the movies, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I don't think people are going to go and see a Marvel film just because it's a Marvel film. It's got to get amazing word of mouth because people have already checked out. They're going to have to make, in my opinion, probably about 3 or 4 or 5 amazing movies in a row to get a lot of those normies back. And I don't think they got it in them, especially with the slate that we see coming up. Yeah, so this is the upcoming slate for Marvel, right? Let's see if we can get 3 good movies in a row out of this. All right, Deadpool and Wolverine, I think that's going to be solid, all right? I think that's going to be solid. I'll give them 1, all right? These are all TV shows, all right? All right, Captain America, Brave New World, yeah. They are reshooting this thing as we speak. It looks like a hot mess. It looks like a disaster. They're just trying to make it watchable right now. They're reshooting this movie just to make it passable, just so it passes the smell test and they can put it in theaters so it can do all right. All right. Yeah. So no, they lost that one. All right. We got to get 3 in a row. All right. Next up, Thunderbolts. Major doubts on this one. Major doubts on this one. They got the little asterisk. I think they named the Thunderbolts after the little Elena's soccer team or some shit. All right. Sounds stupid. You know, it's just a fake Suicide Squad anyway. So, yeah, I think that one's dead. Fantastic Four, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. All right. Let's say, the cast list is, A1. All right. The cast of the Fantastic Four is A1. But at the same time, they got a gender swap female Silver Surfer. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I want to give it to them just to give them something to go on, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be any good. They haven't gotten the Fantastic Four right yet. Nobody's gotten it right. I don't know if Marvel's going to get it right. So, you know what? Again, you don't have no faith in these cats. A long time ago, I would have said, they're going to knock Fantastic Four out of the park. Now, I don't know. Blade has a good writer. Blade has Mahershala Ali, and they said it's going to be Blade killing vampires and going back to basics. And it's going to be hard R. I think Blade is going to be good. All right. I don't think it's coming out in 25, though. I don't think it's coming out here because they haven't even started shooting this thing and they're going to try to fast track it. I don't think it's coming out. But if it does and it's good, all right, we'll give them that one. After that, we got Avengers 5. Look, they got to retool that whole thing. And because Kang is no longer a part of that, I don't think they're going to have Kang in it anymore, So can we give it number 2? I don't know. Again, it's all up in the air. You need at least 3 good movies in a row to make the normies want to return to this stuff. And look, this is going to be rated R, so you're going to not have normies on that. The parents ain't going to be bringing their kids to watch Blade. They're not going to be bringing their kids to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. It's over, Marvel, okay? The normies are going to be gone. You'll keep some of the hardcore fans if you're making good content, and, that's it. But don't think this is going to be doing Avengers Endgame type numbers, even if you do Avengers 5, even if you do Secret Wars. Again, Secret Wars might confuse some people, all right? Some cats going to be confused off of Secret Wars. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Who's this guy to Beyonder? I don't even know if they're going with the Beyonder or not, but like a lot of this stuff is just going to confuse normies and they're going to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm out. All right. The first 3 phases made a lot of sense. A lot of this shit don't. Let's see what folks are saying on Twitter about all of this. Matt Jarbo says, bad idea. They built their foundation on this and now are running away. I don't think I agree with that. I don't think their foundation was, I get what he's saying. It's built on the interconnectivity, but it's not built on Marvel animation and Marvel television. It was built on the movies, in theater experiences with a big crowd. That was the MCU. Shared experiences on, at the theaters. Everybody's there. And they made every movie kind of an event, right? That's what the foundation of the MCU is. And I think they're trying to get back to that. But again, it's just going to come down to the quality. If the movies suck, it doesn't really matter, all right? You could do all of this. Oh, we're going to separate this from that. If it's movies suck, the movies suck. It ain't going to make no difference. Not at all. Let's see. There's no pressure. If they didn't try and insult their main audience and go woke, the MCU would still be king. They should have a street level storyline and a bigger superhero with bigger power storyline. And sometimes they merge or team up. Yeah, I can agree with that. All right. But yeah, I think the problem again is, insulting the audience, MCU, going woke, all of that stuff. That's what really hurt it. All right. That's what hurt it. After Avengers Endgame, the pressure to feel obligated to watch absolutely everything went out the window when every new show / movie was horrible. Now there's no need to watch anything Marvel 100%. I mean, to me, that's the main thing. It's like there's no obligation to watch bad content. I don't have to sit through this bad content to watch another piece of bad content. I'm just not going to watch any of it, and I'm going to move on and do other things with my day. That's the main issue. All right. Mr. McCormick, this is smart. Star Wars should do something similar, I guess. Star Wars good, Star Wars not good. It's Disney Star Wars, and then it's Star Wars. All right, that's basically what we got. You talking about Star Wars, and we got Disney Star Wars. Yeah, so they already got them separated. The fans are making that separation in their heads. Who knew banners could save Disney from bad writing, horrific directing, and fan hatred? Good to know. Yeah, banners ain't gonna save none of this crap at all. We choose to watch nothing at all. Thanks for playing. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, man? People are just donezo, man. They're done with this crap. Guess future shows, except for What If, will now be not canon to the MCU again, or is it? Very confusing, right? Again, and some people are going to be like, I'm not going to watch any of it. I just don't care. All right. It's not good content. I'm out. And that's what Marvel, that's why I said you got to make 3 or 4 good movies in a row to bring back your normies, to just have some bangers. I'm not talking about just okay movies. I'm talking about legit, bona fide bangers, and everybody's talking about it. And these are amazing films. And damn, when's the next one coming out? That's what Marvel needs in order to bring back the audience that they lost. Again, the hardcores, they're going to watch all of this crap anyway, and then you'll still keep around some people for certain projects like X-Men or Deadpool or Spider-Man. But everybody else, they're like, nah, I'm not watching all of this crap unless it's just bona fide hit after hit after hit. And I see that Marvel's back on the right track. Okay, now you're going to bring back the audience that you lost. But other than that, yeah, like these people are saying, we're just going to watch nothing at all. All right, thanks for playing. Anyway, folks, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I think it's a, lost cause at this point. I don't think they'll ever get back until they start making good content. So focus on the quality. Not all of this rebranding. Oh, we're going to call it this and that. Nah, all the little labels and brands won't save Marvel. Only good storytelling will save Marvel. You guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.